Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. My name is Tahir. I'm a fellow of Royal Institute of Canada, broker of record for City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage. Also, I'm a principal broker of Canada Express Mortgage Inc. license number 13241. Today, we picked up the topic so you understand the reverse mortgage. Commonly, when we are seeking a mortgage, a conventional mortgage, high ratio mortgage, we have a source of income. There is a process that we go through to require all the income verification, ID verification, notice of assessment, property taxes, asset liabilities, everything. And then we are able to assess to get you the mortgage. Reverse mortgage is different, and it is based on type of property, location, borrower's age, and equity in the house. So I have collected quite a few questions from many followers who have reached out to me. So we're going to answer those questions in a sequence that you understand the reverse mortgage. So first question came in was, how do I qualify for a reverse mortgage? So qualifying for a reverse mortgage is largely based on type of property, location, and borrower's age. And normal case, borrower age is 55 plus. Homes in an urban center area, obviously we are in Ontario, so we are looking for urban area in Ontario. How much equity can I access? That's another question came in. The amount of equity will lend depends on two factors. One, the borrower's age, and the second is home appraised value. So age is a factor, and also appraised value of the property is a factor. So borrower can access up to 55% of their home value, which is appraised value. And appraisal is done at the time of preparing a commitment for reverse mortgage. And there is a calculator that helps to calculate the value that you can be eligible. So you can call my office 905-785-9926. I can set you up with our broker to make sure you understand and we calculate. Third question that I got was, can I get a reverse mortgage with bad credit? Remember that reverse mortgage is based on appraised value and equity, your equity in the house. It is not based on income. In our lifetime, a growing family, first thing they do is they buy a small house, they go to a bigger house and keep upgrading, and during that period you have kids and you're going to them growing through the schools, education, higher education, you borrow money and you keep doing. Only saving that you have is equity in the house, because your principal is reduced over the year as you pay down the mortgage and you build equity. And that is the only saving that you will have. You will have many needs to maintain your lifestyle, to support a child, do renovation, traveling, or renovation of the home, or maybe you want to buy and build a second dwelling unit in your backyard. You know that I am a founder of Tixon Construction Inc., we are HCRA licensed builder, license number B 63247. So you can borrow money and you can build it and you generate income. So that's is the various few factors that you will need the reverse mortgage. You have a need for the funds. You have no job and you are 50, 55 plus, and you need funds. What you can do is you can go and we can help you to arrange reverse mortgage. So the other question is, can I get a reverse mortgage with a bad credit? You can. While it's encouraged to have a sound financial history, the life happens and unforeseen circumstances arise. We get it. That's why we have options for everyone. With the reverse mortgage, who owns the house? This is a very common question. You do. You will not transfer the ownership of your property to a bank when receiving a reverse mortgage. You continue to maintain, you continue to pay property taxes, you continue to live there, you don't pay any monthly mortgage payment. Reverse mortgage is the money that you took from the lender. There is an interest rate, normally is a little bit higher than normal rate, that accumulates because they're reversing it. So when you sell out your house, you return the original amount that you borrow plus the period of time that you have the reverse mortgage, depending on how many years you have, because there are penalties for each one is different. So could I owe more than my house is worth with a reverse mortgage? As long as you have met your mortgage obligation, the amount you owe on the due date will not be more than the fair market value. Good thing about it is that if your value of your property goes down and you owe more than what you pay out, the lender will have to absorb the loss, because that's the risk the bank is taking. That means if you borrowed 500,000, the value has come down significantly, and now if house is sold for $450,000, so the $50,000 damage, the bank has to absorb it because it's called reverse. They cannot move you out. Either you sell it or you die. And this is how it works. Either case, if you sell the property, you have to pay back. If you die, the next of kin has to deal with that. What option do I have for receiving my reverse mortgage funds? That's the question. You can take mortgage proceed upfront at one time, advance, or we call initial advance, or alternatively, you can take large sum amount, 25,000 minimum, and then you can single advances or recurring advances. That means you can gradually, as you need them, you can draw the money. Because whatever the money you draw, that is the money that you have to pay interest on it. Other question is, who is responsible for paying property taxes for a reverse mortgage? You must pay property taxes directly to the municipality because you own the property. Remember, in reverse mortgage, the ownership stays with you. You live a normal life. You don't have to change anything. Just regularly maintain the house, pay the property taxes, keep up the value of the property until you either sell it or you pay off the mortgage. And other question is, what is a reverse mortgage holdback and when it is done? At the time of application, during the life of the reverse mortgage, the vendor may require a holdback to cover home repairs if deficiency could affect livability or have the potential to materially affect the home's future value. This may also require holdback if there are tax or condominium areas. It depends on if you are living in a condominium or you're living. Property taxes, make sure those are paid. Otherwise, lender will hold it and pay it off. You cannot get a mortgage or financing if you owe money for taxes, whether it's property taxes or federal taxes. So this is very important. Other question is that, can a power of attorney apply for a reverse mortgage on my behalf? If you have somebody power of attorney, because older people, senior people, they are the one who needs the money. They spend all their life raising family, looking after the kids, higher education. Now they have time, they want to make a vacation, they want to renovate the house, they want to borrow money for their life support, supporting themselves, some medical assistant, and they have equity in the house, so they can borrow that money. A power of attorney for property may be used when applying for a reverse mortgage. That means if an elderly person cannot handle it, so some of the family member who owns the power of attorney can arrange a reverse mortgage for them. Your attorney must have the ability to deal with the real property. I mean, must be educated, adult, understand the process. If someone is out of the country, they will not accept the power of attorney. Can I receive counseling about reverse mortgage loans from the lenders? Yes. Help is always there. In addition, you will need to meet with the lawyer to receive independent legal advice to ensure you understand the product and the legal obligation. And this is very important. Most cases, if your reverse mortgage or the mortgage is less than 70,000, you can work with one lawyer. But when you are exceeding that limit, it's always recommended to have an independent lawyer, because this will help you to understand. He or she can explain you the terms and conditions before you make the commitment. Other question that came very frequently was, how can I use the fund from a reverse mortgage? You can use the fund to cover daily expenses, home renovation, medical bills, in-house care, family needs, trips, or help a relative with a down payment. It's up to you. And there are a range of home financing solutions. We are able to help you to find a good plan that works for you. I'm a principal broker of Canada Express Mortgage Inc., license number 13241. So if you have a senior serving senior, I'm a senior serving senior. So if you have a need of rearranging a reverse mortgage or arranging a reverse mortgage, you can call my office 905-785-9926. More than happy to help you and answer your questions. If you continue, can the mortgage or the bank lender can sell or foreclose my home? If you continue to meet your mortgage obligations, you should have no concern about losing your home to the bank. These are the common concern people mention, and I'm raising those for you. What if I already have a mortgage on my property? That's the question. If you have a mortgage, it must be paid off so that the reverse mortgage can be registered in first priority. That means you cannot have any other mortgage when you are doing a reverse mortgage. You can use the proceeds from the initial advance to pay off existing mortgage and any outstanding debt or lien registered against the property. So that means you have to clear everything from the title. The reverse mortgage must be on the first priority basis. Who gets the profit if my home appreciates? You do. You must repay the value of the mortgage principal, interest, and any fees that comes with it. If your home increases in value, the gains are yours to keep. So you don't have to worry about it. If the value goes up, you keep the profit. But if value goes down, loss goes to the lender. Isn't it amazing opportunity for the seniors? We're going to take a short break and we come back after the break to continue our conversation understanding the reverse mortgage.
अगर आपको दुबई या मिडिल ईस्ट नुमा जेवरात की तलाश है तो आपको दूर जाने की बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं। आज ही हमारे मिसिसागा रिचवे स्टोर तशरीफ लाइए। अल करम ज्वेलर्स। हमारे पास सोने के बेहतरीन कंगन, कड़े, झुमके, हार और सोने के सेट्स भी दस्तयाब हैं। शादी हो या मेहंदी या कोई भी फंक्शन, आपकी पसंद के तमाम जेवरात आपको हमारे स्टोर में मौजूद मिलेंगे। आज ही हमारे स्टोर पर तशरीफ लाइए। अल करम ज्वेलर्स, 3465 प्लैटिनम ड्राइव, यूनिट 99, मिसिसागा, या फिर कॉल करें 905-828-0009। अल करम ज्वेलर्स, फरमाइश आपकी, गारंटी हमारी।
डिक्सी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और अप्लायंसेस, जहां आपकी तमाम इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और अप्लायंसेस की जरूरियात पूरी होंगी। हमारे पास आपको हर टॉप ब्रांड मौजूद मिलेगा, चाहे वो व्हर्लपूल हो या एलजी, सैमसंग हो या जनरल इलेक्ट्रिक्स। हम इन सब के ऑथराइज्ड डीलर हैं। आइए और हमसे 5 स्टार खिदमत का लुत्फ उठाइए। हम आपको तमाम अप्लायंसेस सबसे बेहतर और सस्ते दामों पर फराहम करेंगे, ये हमारी गारंटी है। विजिट आवर वेबसाइट www.dixieelectronics.ca या फिर हमें कॉल कीजिए 905-625-5900. At Dixie Electronics and Appliances, we sell quality and deliver confidence.
HK Movers, home, offices, apartments and delivery, big or small, we move it all.
HK Movers.
Local and long distance, we also ship cars, Keller transport and moving services.
For service with a smile, give us a call.
Call Mr. Harminder 416-524-6704.
416-524-6704 पे.
Visit 140 Advance Boulevard, Unit number 10, Brampton.
Long distance moving specialist.
HK Movers. HK Movers. HK Movers, home, offices, apartments and delivery, big or small, we move it all.
HK Movers.
Local and long distance, we also ship cars, Keller transport and moving services.
For service with a smile, give us a call.
Call Mr. Harminder 416-524-6704.
416-524-6704 पे.
Visit 140 Advance Boulevard, Unit number 10, Brampton.
Long distance moving specialist.
HK Movers. HK Movers.
Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awards Entertainment in Canada around the world. My name is Tahir. I'm a fellow Rules Issue of Canada and broker of record for City Pro Realty Inc. Brokerage, and also principal broker and founder of Canada Express Mortgage Inc. license number 13241. We're talking about understanding, giving you understanding about reverse mortgage. So next question is, where the reverse mortgage can be applied. Reverse mortgage can be applied anywhere in Ontario, Quebec, British Columbia. Since my license is in Ontario, if you need a reverse mortgage in Ontario, I'd be more than happy to help. And does the reverse mortgage available for homes, condos, and apartments. So the reverse mortgage is available on detached homes, semi-detached, townhomes, and condos. Can I get out of my reverse mortgage? Okay. Yes, you can. And all lenders recognize the need for change and product designed for it. That's why a flexible option to repay a portion of principal and interest. If you choose to repay entire balance, there may be repayment charges. So depending on each one, we have to talk about that when you send us a request and submit an application, and we can talk about that, and we put together a proposal for you. Can I make prepayment? Yes, you can. Although no regular payments are required until the reverse mortgage becomes due, you have the benefit of repayment privileges. This allows you to repay your principal or interest without being subject to a prepayment charge, which can be calculated anytime. Of course, certain conditions must apply. So when can I make a prepayment without charge? These are the questions. Interest payment, prepayment, any of your interest outstanding once per calendar month. Principal payment, prepayment up to 10% of your principal once per 12 months period, starting from your initial advance date. After 5 years, prepayment in excess of 10% of your principal or the entire outstanding balance within 30 days of an interest rate reset date. So these conditions are from various banks. Idea is that you are able to prepay back that just like a regular mortgage, but you don't have to unless you want to. And obviously prepayment in excess of 10% of your principal or the entire outstanding balance at any time after 10 years. Okay, any payment received will be applied first to the fees and charges, then to interest before being applied to the principal. So if you have to pay any fees or charges and interest you owe to the lender, then they will apply to principal. If you exceed your prepayment privilege, you will be subject to a prepayment charge at an applicable fees. So those are the details that we calculate when we are submitting a proposal to you. How much equity do I need for a reverse mortgage? These are the questions. The value of the reverse mortgage must be equal or greater than the value of any loan secured against the property. For example, a borrower who qualifies 40% on a $500,000 home could access for $200,000 provided any loan they have secured by the home are less than $200,000. Reverse mortgage planning. When is the mortgage due? The mortgage is meant for long-term lending with no qualified terms. The due date of the mortgage is established on the occurrence of the earliest of any of these events: sale or transfer of property, default. So if you sell or transfer the property to somebody else, reverse mortgage needs to be paid. Default, if you default on payment. When the lost borrower moves into a long-term care or retirement, let's assume you are a senior and you don't have the ability to maintain the house and you move to a retirement residence or long-term care, you cannot look after the house. That time is due. Mortgage will allow you to sell, and cash from the proceeds will go towards your loan payment. Any surplus money They'll come back to you. When the lost borrower passes away, if you have wife and husband living in one place, one pass away, the other one is still there, until that second person passes away, they cannot sell or leave the house. Okay, there are always some conditions. What do I have to pay on the mortgage due date? So you borrowed money and you want to pay, and what is expected of that? So principal and accrued interest. So whatever interest rate that was applied to your reverse mortgage have to be accumulated. A period of time becomes a value, plus the principal, you add them two together, you have to pay it out. And you have default expenses, if any. If you have defaulted on something, there are obligations that you have to take care. You didn't pay, you have to pay expenses. And fees and costs, because the lawyers are involved, and other fees, appraisal, many other things you have to pay. And prepayment charges, if any administrative fees or costs. Because when there is a mortgage reverse, there is a charge on the title, is registered. So that needs to be removed. So you get involved with the lawyer. What happens if I outlive my reverse mortgage? Technically, you cannot outlive a reverse mortgage. As long as you meet your mortgage obligation, like paying property taxes and home insurance, the amount you owe on the due date will never be more than the fair market value. So they are talking about the real value of the property. Their focus is. You pay insurance, you pay property taxes, you maintain the property. What if my spouse dies after I get a reverse mortgage? If both spouses are registered as a joint tenants, the survivor spouse can continue to be a borrower and is entitled to all benefit a reverse mortgage has to offer. There are two types of tenancy. Joint tenancy is that you do everything together. At the same time, together you bought a party's specific property. Joint tenancy is that you can add somebody to the title and you own that, and they are different timing. They are not related. Each one have their own rights. It doesn't have any survivorship, whereas the joint tenancy has a survivor is. If somebody passes away, title goes to the next person without any legal paperwork. So, what is the maximum property value required for a reverse mortgage from any lender, minimum? The appraised value of your home must be at least $250,000 in order for banks to entertain a request. How much equity will I have left? At any time, the remaining equity on your home will depend on the difference between the home's current value and the amount owing on the reverse mortgage. So it's all again specific to the property location and its recalculation, and this is very important. Is there a chance I could own more than fair market value of my home? The question, provided you have met your mortgage obligation and the amount you owe to the bank on the due date will not exceed the fair market value. What is the fair market value based on? Fair market value is the amount that would be paid on the open market on the application date to buy the property, assuming there are no legal claims against the property. The value would be established by a certified home appraiser. So this is why you remember when you are buying a regular mortgage, a property, your agreement purchase sale, before bank give you money, they do appraisal. If your loan to value is 20/80, that means conventional mortgage, the bank has no warranty from CMHC, so they take the risk, they will do appraisal. And same thing is a reverse mortgage, appraisal is done independently, so therefore you qualify to make sure that you are giving money, and they're only giving you 55% of the value. So they're keeping more risk coverage there. And reverse mortgage rates, fees, and regulation. Is there an age requirement to qualify for reverse mortgage? Yes, you must be at least 55 years old to qualify for reverse mortgage with any bank. How can I use my reverse mortgage funds? However you like. Many Canadians use their reverse mortgage funds to repay existing loans or mortgages, help family members purchase a new property, or simply to lead a more comfortable life. And this is the purpose of the reverse mortgage. Because all life you have earned money and your only saving you have is the equity of the house. Now kids are grown up, they have gone, and you need to support each other, have a half decent life, and you can do the reverse mortgage. What fees do I have to pay with a reverse mortgage? So there are fixed setup charges from various banks. It varies, and much like a regular mortgage, there are additional appraisal and legal advice fees that come with the closing a reverse mortgage. You pay regular fees, like you're securing a mortgage, whether it's a reverse mortgage or you are arranging a regular mortgage. How can I reduce my reverse mortgage interest rate? To reduce interest accumulation, you can limit the amount of your initial advance and take out additional funds only as needed. So let's assume you need $500,000. You don't take the entire $500,000. If you need only 100,000, you are approved for 500,000. You do 100,000 and you pay interest. But if you need subsequent funds, you can draw money and you pay interest on that. And this is what they're saying, is that you have to pay attention what you're doing. So, and if there is also option of paying down interest monthly without repayment charges. Are reverse mortgage rates higher than standard mortgage? That's a very good question. Because no payments are required until the mortgage is due, reverse mortgage rates tend to be higher than standard mortgage rate. Because you're not paying monthly. You're not paying a single dime to the lender. They gave you the money. You used it. You reinvested it. Whatever you did with it, and you have to pay back, and the interest rate they're going to charge you, that is the one that you're going to add to the principal to go back and give back. And there are lenders offer a range of fixed and adjustable interest rates, so you can choose the interest rate that works best for you. Is there a setup fee for reverse mortgage? There is a setup fee. It ranges from $9.95 to $1,500, depends on the lender and amount, and which will be deducted from the initial advance. If you get the money, any fee that is to be payable, it will be deducted from the amount. More about reverse mortgage. What details of reverse mortgage can I compare with other options? So you have many options available to you. You talk about reverse mortgage, repayment charges matters. Need retirement funds, you are not alone. Where can I get a reverse mortgage? You come to us, Canada Express Mortgaging, license number 13241. We have multiple options. We can talk to the lenders and arrange reverse mortgage. And obviously, does the mortgage work for you? And this is a responsibility of the licensed mortgage broker or principal broker or mortgage agent, that we have two criteria under MBLLA. One is know your product, that we understand our product that we are offering you when you come to us as a senior. I'm a senior. I'm serving senior to mortgage and real estate industry. So we know what product is suitable for you when you talk about it. Second is know your client. That's a legal obligation under MBLLA. Know your client. Idea is to we understand their needs, their requirements, their capacity, risk assessment, to make sure the product that we are recommending to you is reasonable, suitable, and minimize the risk and affordability. You can handle it. Reverse mortgage, again, is different than regular mortgage, but the same criteria applies. Suitability of it, we have multiple lenders offering reverse mortgage, but we have to see which product suits you based on your condition. Again, most important thing is the property location, and appraised value of the property or fair market value of the property, and your age factor 55 plus, up to 55% of the reverse mortgage can be arranged. I hope this give you some understanding of what reverse mortgage. If you have any specific questions, you can call my office 905-785-9926. I'm more than happy to meet you in person and explain you how it works. This is suitable for seniors, 55 plus, and seniors, they are in healthcare facilities, staying in their home, and they have various requirements. They need funds, and they don't have any income. The difference between reverse and regular mortgage is, on the regular mortgage, you qualify to have income verification, employment, or all that. In this case, is equity of the house and the value of the house, considering all the debt you have. If you're consolidating, getting rid of all the debts, and how we can manage that. And more than happy to help. So again, thank you for watching our Realty Coffee Talk with Awaz and Tim in Canada around the world. I also have all the episode on my YouTube channel, YouTube at the rate of Realty Coffee Talk, or you can go to www.realtycoffeetalk.com. And this is our 497th episode shared on Awaz and Tim in Canada around the world. So we'll see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. If you have any questions, please visit my website or YouTube channel, or you can go to Awaz Entertainment website, subscribe, and I'm more than happy to help and answer your question. Please provide feedback. Thank you very much. May God bless you all. May God bless Canada. See you next Thursday at 7 p.m. Bye for now.